Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. This is Madden 18 on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Saints going up against the Seahawks.
Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Evergreen State and CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage. Back at the 22. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's complete. Flater, right side. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. They give him a gain of 38. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Strong right. Set. Hey, we got four. We got four down. No. Check. Alert three.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On second down, Kamara. And a short gain down to about the 33. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4.
Here we go now.
3-19. They'll look to throw here. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Here we go now. 3-19. I got 83.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's to the 10. That's caught. It's Thomas. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, a 22.
Tight end right. Over. 4 down.
They'll run it with Kamara. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Back to throw here. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. Defense likely bringing pressure here. 3rd and goal from the 2. And he won't get to the marker as they're going to stop it for a 2nd straight play right at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, Brandon, that was a big play by the defense to keep him at the end zone on 3rd down. So there's an early decision to be made here, isn't there? I know that 3 is awfully tempting, but I'd pull on my big boy pants right now, and I'd go for it.
And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to work. And he's brought down after a good gain. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, Got to make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. Now the former Notre Damer, this is C.J. Procise. He got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You know, let that happen, guys. Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Colby Listenby, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And now running right through him. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to roam now. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game. Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Let's go.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And that'll be incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Here's Wilson. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. A very solid gain of 27.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
19.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, that play was doomed right from the start.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Tight end right.
Move the team.
Got four down.
They'll try and run down here with Procise. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Again, they run. Again, it's Procise. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it. But how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open. Left him nowhere to go with the football. Had to absorb the sack.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Well, their offense has struggled for sure, but they get the field goal here and at least get on the board before half.
And that's not something we should underestimate, because just getting points on the board can sometimes have a settling effect on a team. Helps them start their comeback.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Officially a minute 54 to go in this first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this.
And on 3rd and 15, we see the dime look. 6 DBs on the field.
Playing pass all the way. On play action, they'll throw. Going up top. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 30 yards there.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Get that quarterback at all costs.
Again, it's Kamara. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
The Saints put up 29 points a game last year, second only to the Falcons, and they're in range to get some points on this drive as well. 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Well, now they'll try the end around, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Green, 39. Over.
drop to throw. And he's got Snead. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Escaping the pressure right. Touchdown, Saints.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And he'll be knocked down sideways at the 41-yard line. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
A gain of 19 and picking up the first. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Being chased out left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Hey, good job right here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, They've got to pay it off with some points.
Forced out to his left. And his throw here's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. Third down here. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. In motion is the tight end Graham. To throw is Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. And his kick is good. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
All right, now, look at 56. Here we go now.
They run it again with Kamara. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
Here we go. All right, here we go.
On third down, here's Kamara. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person that's on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on its toes and punching, and there's another first down run right there.
A give. This is Kamara. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he loses the football a second time.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Ingram again, a first down carry. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Saints add on to their lead. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. Now, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now it's Wilson. And he's taken down here by the Saints.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
On second down, Wilson. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Tyler Davison in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And this is going to be incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And how about this for a setup? The ball will go over on downs at the 1-yard line. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Running with Kamara. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Kamara trying again. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been excellent. 6 for 7. This is 3rd and goal. They come out here in the I. Big play here. 3rd down and goal from the 2. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. Here's Wilson to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14. Now Wilson steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. Oh, and now he bowls him over. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
First seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. So the offense has it first and 10. On the ground, Kamara. And some room to maneuver. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
You got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On second down, Ingram. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Watch 41. Watch 41. Here we go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to go for a big play downfield. A swing pass caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Colby Listenby, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. So they're going to go for 2.
Man left. Hurry up, here we go. Hey. Green, 39. No. Check. Patriot. Set. Green. Detroit. Hot.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for two?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And all the way down to the 37. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And now a first down following that long gain. From the shotgun, Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. Give him 30 yards there. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Watch tight end. Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Wilson to throw on 2nd down. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
All right, Captain, it's batting down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Hey. 4 down.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. How about the defensive stand here from 1st and goal, 3 straight incompletion?
Yeah, I think people are wondering why didn't they try and run it at least once in there. But once the first incompletion happened, it's almost like they were committed to throwing the ball from then on out.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
Hey, we got 3 down. Let's go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Flushed out right. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear that the Saints are going to win this football game. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Saints, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta.